spiritual. Okay, I have a theory. What if dreams are the spiritual form of communication into the physical? I don't know. Let's discuss. Welcome to Neat Theory. Okay, today we're going to be drinking Old Forester 1910. It is quite possibly one of my favorite bourbons out there. I like the sweetness of it. I like the oakiness of it. I love the charred, the burnt sugars. Somewhere hidden in there is a little bit of banana. It almost kind of gives you this Bananas Foster's type experience. I don't know how to make that make sense, but it's freaking delicious. I love it. So that's what we're going to drink today. Definitely get a pour of this yourself if you haven't tried it. If you have, I'm sure you have. It's been around since 2018, I believe. So it's been around for a minute. But a delicious bottle. It's fantastic. It's dark. It's sugary sweet. I enjoy that. Some people don't. I mean, 93 proof, so it's not anything just gonna light you up. Beautiful, beautiful whiskey. Definitely check it out. On to the theory. Dreams. I find it very interesting that for probably as long as we've been alive, people have used dreams to interpret the future, to interpret the present, to interpret a little bit of everything. I mean, there's some dreams that you'll dream and you feel like you're actually in the dream. I have reoccurring dreams. I have dreams where I wake up and I swear something happened in real life. There are dreams that make me mad at my spouse. There's dreams that make me scared out of my mind. They obviously have importance. They obviously have some kind of value. Otherwise, people wouldn't talk about it. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been a thing. And honestly, if you've ever had a dream, which I assume you have, they feel very real. Find it fascinating that even ourselves on a micro level could, on a present level could use dreams to interpret things, to change our course of life. To think that, we are being spoken to from a higher power. If we're, a Christian, we're being spoken to by God. Maybe if we're just, we just exist on the planet and whatever. Maybe it's the universe, the planet speaking to us. I'm not really sure, but I do know that dreams are important. I think dreams do mean something. I know that there's people that study them and have books written about dream interpretations, and they talk about what those dreams mean. And if you dream about a banana, that means you're almost like a Bananas Foster, if you will. Ooh, boy, that's good. Either way, all that to say is, so I have a friend that I used to communicate anytime I dreamed about them. Hope you're okay. Let me know if you need anything, miss you, whatever, XYZ. Well, then it would always, almost 99% of the time, that person would say, wow, I was going through some stuff. I'm glad you reached out. Here's what's going on, yada, yada, yada. It's kind of like whenever you think about somebody, someone that you haven't talked to in forever just pops in your brain. I find it good practice to just hit them up with a text, post, whatever, something, behind this, a private message. That's good. That's important. I think that's a good thing. And it was a great experience. And so I started thinking, anytime I dream about somebody, anytime I dream about something, I need to talk to that person. I need to say something to that person. It was simply, I dreamed about them. I thought it was interesting that I dreamed about them. I wanted to reach out because I felt like that was put into my brain for a reason. So I needed to communicate to that person. I don't know. I felt like it was, God, a higher power, God speaking to me to just check in. Maybe it was the universe, the electrical currents of, I interpreted it as I was told to talk about, I was given a thought. So I wanted to reach out. Anyways, it was always fascinating. Dreams are meant to communicate to us. So how do we interpret the dreams? How do we utilize the dreams to communicate into the world that we live in, into our existence? How does that function? dreams can be used to alter our decisions, alter our lives. I think dreams definitely have an effect. I think reoccurring dreams maybe it's some kind of psychological thing there going on. I'm sure there's a study about it. I mean, I used to interpret dreams for people, I believe. Yeah. Like people would tell me their dreams and I'd just say, hey, well, this could be what's going on. I think there's a spiritual thing there, man. I think there's something that happens, our brain communicates to us something, and then we can utilize the things in our lives in the circumstances that we're in to interpret those things. But am I taking those things and interpreting into a narrative that I want to see happen or that they want to see happen? Or is it information that's coming in that can be determined literally that we could utilize for functioning better in our world? Is it literally just what the last thing we thought about and our brain just can't shut down, so it's just replaying the last 30 minutes that we were awake? I mean, I do kind of think there's something to that. I mean, I do think that, because there's definitely times where like the last thing you thought or watched or whatever, replays in your brain. I mean, I think our brains are more than just trying to shut down at night. And so it's, it's doing this, whatever, this reboot or this sleep mode, literally. I don't know. I do think we have to be careful. Dreams could definitely be used to they could be misinterpreted or used to validate something that maybe shouldn't be validated. So there's something there. But I do think, apples? That's good. I do think that there is important information being put into our brains for us to listen to, interpret, and use as needed. I think this kind of goes into another idea, but today we live in a world where, we try to cut out things that, shouldn't be heard because we've forgotten maybe how to take in information and decide what's best and what is more applicable and what is truth and filter out what's not, because we're easy just to accept whatever happens. Like first thing that we hear, we're easy to accept it. So I definitely think we need to cipher. And I don't know if it's like a spiritual thing. I don't know if it's like I don't know, maybe it is, man. It's the brain communicating, the spirit communicating to our physical, the spiritual connecting to the physical. Or is it just all electricity? What if it's all just synapses and memory and our computer brain trying to function? I think it's neat. I think it's something to think about. Yeah. I mean, think about how many thousands of years dreams have been used to interpret function. I mean, kings were using interpreters. We still go to, I'm sure there's still people today that they go to and pay somebody to say, hey, interpret this dream. I don't know if that's necessary. I mean, I guess it is if you're curious. I wouldn't pay for someone to interpret a dream. I would just interpret it. But I do think that there's value. I mean, because let's think about it. Where does thought come from in the first place, right? Where does inspiration come from? Because how do we write books, or how do we draw, paint paintings? How do we how do we do anything, right? We're inspired. Something comes to us spiritually, right? Or something comes to us, manifests itself into our brain, and then we take that and we express that through art or through literature or through song. So I don't know if it's that much different than a dream, right? We're just not awake. And I think, and probably our mind's more quieted, right? We're probably in a better space to receive that inspiration or that thought process. I don't know, man. I definitely think there's communication there. I definitely feel like there's something in the, that's expressing its into our brains. And then we take that information and we take it, and sometimes we just wake up and we forget it, right? I got in the habit of like waking up and like jotting down my dreams, like writing them down. I think that's important. You should probably try it. I think that'd be super cool. But you get up and you write them down. You write them down. You draw pictures if you need to. I've done that before, like just to help me remember that dream, and then I will reference that and try to think, through it or whatever. And sometimes I just write it down and move on. I haven't done that in a while. I should probably do that again. But I've definitely had dreams that like are recurring. Like I can picture the dreams right now that I've had over and over and over again. Like this random wooden structure that's like super tall. I have dreams where I'm flying and I'm like, heck yeah, I'm freaking flying now. You wake up and you're like, I can fly. I mean, I've definitely had those dreams. I love those dreams because now I'm a freaking superhero. What if dreams are like what we could be, right? What if they're expressing to us ideas of it's inspiring us to be something that we don't achieve or attain? No. Attempt? Right. I definitely think that there's some communication. There's some inspiration there from a higher power speaking into our lives and our brains, something of value. So I definitely think it's something worth looking into. Definitely think it's something to try to interpret. Yeah, I think so. You let me know what you think. Cheers.